hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever.
Aeschylus,
My lord.
the nature of our people, our city's institutions, and the terms for common justice, you are as pregnant in as art and practice have enriched any that we remember. There is our commission. Call hither Angelo.
I will, my lord.
What figure of us do you think he will bear? For you must know, we have with special soul elected him our absence to supply, lent him our terror, dressed him with our love, and given his deputation all the organs of our own power. What think you of it?
If any in Vienna be of worth to undergo such ample grace and honor, it is Lord Angelo.
Lord Angelo.
Always obedient to your grace's will, I come to know your pleasure.
Angelo, in our remove, be thou at full ourself.
My lord?
Mortality and mercy in Vienna live in thy tongue and heart. And Aeschylus, though first in question, is thy secondary. Take thy commission.
Now, good my lord, let there be some more test made of my metal before so noble and so great a figure be stamped upon it.
No more evasion. We have, with a leavened and prepared choice, proceeded to you. Therefore, take your honors. I'll privily away. I love the people, but do not like to stage me in their eyes. Once more, fare you well.
I shall desire you, Angelo, to give me leave to have free speech with you. And it concerns me to look into the bottom of my place. A power I have, but of what strength and nature I am not yet instructed.
It's so with me.
If the Duke, with the other dukes, comes not to composition with the King of Hungary, why then all the dukes fall upon the king.
Heaven grant us its peace, but not the King of Hungary's.
Oh, amen.
Woo-hoo!
Oh, behold, behold, where Madam Mitigation comes. I have purchased as many diseases under her roof as to come to...
To what, I pray?
Judge. How now? Which of your hips has the most profound sciatica?
Well, well. There's one yonder arrested and carried to prison, was worth 5,000 of you all.
Who's that, I prithee?
Marry, sir, that's Claudio. Signor Claudio.
Claudio to prison? 'Tis not so, 'tis not so.
Oh, nay, but I know 'tis so. I saw him arrested, saw him carried away, and, which is more, within these 3 days his head is to be chopped off.
But after all this fooling, I would not have it so. Art thou sure of this?
I am too sure of it, and it is forgetting Madam Julietta with child.
Besides, you know it draws something near to the speech we had to such a purpose.
But most of all, agreeing with the proclamation.
Away, let's go learn the truth of it.
Thus, what with the war, what with the sweat, what with the gallows, what with the poverty, I am custom shrunk.
Hello?
How now, Pompey? What's the news with you?
Yonder man is carried to prison.
Well, what has he done?
A woman.
But what is his offense?
Groping for trouts in a peculiar river.
What? Is there a maid with child by him?
No, but there's a woman with maid by him. You have not heard of the proclamation, have you?
What proclamation, sweets?
All of the bawdy houses in the suburbs of Vienna must be plucked down.
And what shall become of those in the city?
They shall stand for seed.
But shall all our houses of resort in the suburbs be pulled down?
To the ground, mistress.
Why? Here's a change indeed in the Commonwealth. What shall become of me?
Come, fear you not. Good counselors lack no clients. Though you change your place, you need not change your trade. I'll be your tapster still. Courage! There will be pity taken on you. You that have worn your eyes almost out in the service, you will be considered.
Well, what's to do here, Thomas Tapster? Come, let's withdraw.
Well, here comes Signor Claudio, led by the provost to prison, and there's Madame Juliet.
Come, Claudio, leave Julietta.
And must we be divided? Must we part?
Aye. Hand from hand, my love, and heart from heart.
Then good provost, whither he goes, let me go too.
That were some love, but little policy. Come, Claudio.
Claudio!
Fellow, why dost thou show me thus the world? Bear me to prison where I am committed.
We do it not in evil disposition, but from Lord Angelo by special charge.
Thus can the demigod authority make us pay down for our offense by weight. The words of heaven, on whom it will, it will. On whom it will not, so yet still 'tis just.
Why, how now, Claudio? Whence came this restraint?
From too much liberty, my Lucio. Liberty.
If I could speak so wisely under an arrest, I would send for certain of my creditors. And yet, to say the truth, I had as lief the foppery of freedom as the morality of imprisonment. What's thy offense, Claudio?
What but to speak of would offend again.
What, is it murder?
No.
Lechery?
Call it so.
Away, sir, you must go.
One word, good friend Lucio. A word with you.
100, if they'll do you any good.
Thus stands it with me. Upon a true contract, I got possession of Julietta's bed. You know the lady, she's fast my wife. Save that we do the denunciation lack of outward order. But it chances the stealth of our most mutual entertainment, with character too gross is writ on Juliet.
With child, perhaps?
Unhappily, even so. And the new deputy now for the Duke? He puts the drowsy and neglected act freshly on me. 'Tis surely for a name.
I warrant it is. And thy head can so tickle on thy shoulders that a milkmaid, if she be in love, may sigh it off.
I prithee thee, Lucio, do me this kind service. This day my sister should the cloister enter. Acquaint her with the danger of my state. Implore her in my voice that she makes friends to the strict deputy. Bid herself assay him. I have great hope in that. For in her youth there is a prone and speechless dialect, such as move men. Beside, she hath prosperous art, when she will play with reason and discourse, and, well, she can persuade.
I pray she may.
My holy sir, none knows better than you how I have ever loved the life removed. I have delivered Lord Angelo, a man of stricture and firm abstinence, my absolute power and place here in Vienna. You will ask me why I do this.
Gladly, my lord.
We have strict statutes and most biting laws, the needful bits and curbs to headstrong jades, for which this 14 years we have let slip. Now, liberty plucks justice by the nose, the baby beats the nurse, and quite athwart goes all decorum.
It rested in your grace to unloose this tide of justice when you pleased, and it in you more dreadful would have seemed than in Lord Angelo.
I do fear too dreadful. Sit, 'twas my fault to give the people scope. For it would be my tyranny to strike and gall them for what I bid them do. Therefore, indeed, my father, I have on Angelo imposed the office. To behold his sway, I will, as 'twere a brother of your order, visit both prince and people. Hence shall we see, if power change purpose, what our seemers be.
And have you nuns no farther privileges?
Are not these large enough?
Yes, truly, I speak not as desiring more, but rather wishing a more strict restraint upon the sisters stood the votarists of St. Clair.
Hoah! Peace be in this place.
Who's that which calls?
It is a man's voice. Gentle Isabella, turn you the key and know his business of him. You may and I may not. You were yet unsworn.
Hoah!
He calls again. I pray you, answer him. Good day.
Peace and prosperity. Who is that calls?
Hail, virgin, if you be. As those cheek roses proclaim, you are no less. Can you so stead me as to bring me the sight of Isabella?
I am she.
Gentle and fair. Your brother kindly greets you. Not to be weary with you, he's in prison.
Woe me, for what?
For that which, if myself might be his judge, he would receive his punishment in thanks. He hath got his friend with child.
Sir, make me not your story.
'Tis true. I hold you as a thing enskied and sainted by your renouncement and immortal spirit, and to be talked with in sincerity as with a saint.
You do blaspheme the good in mocking me.
Do not believe it. Fewness and truth 'tis thus. Your brother and his lover have embraced. As those that feed grow full, as blossoming time, that from the seedness the bare fallow brings to teeming poison, even so her plenteous womb doth expresseth his full tilth and husbandry.
Someone with child by him. My cousin Juliet. Oh, let him marry her.
Well, this is the point. The Duke is very strangely gone from hence, upon his plates, and with full line of his authority, governs Lord Angelo, a man whose blood is very snow broth, one who never feels the wanton stings and motions of sense, but doth rebate and blunt his natural edge with profits of the mind, study, and fast, under whose heavy sense your brother's life falls into the forfeit. He arrests him on it, and follows close the rigor of the statute to make him an example. All hope is gone. Unless you have the grace by your fair prayer to soften Angelo, and that's my pith of business betwixt you and your poor brother.
Doth he so seek his life?
Hath censured him already, and as I hear, the provost has warrant for his execution.
Alas, what poor abilities in me to do him good?
Say the power you have.
My power? Alas, I doubt.
Our doubts are traitors, and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. Go to Lord Angelo, and let him learn to know that when maidens sue, men give like gods.
I'll see what I can do.
We must not make a scarecrow of the law, setting it up to fear the birds of prey, and let it keep one shape till custom make it their perch, and not their terror.
Aye, but yet, let us be keen, and rather cut a little than fall and bruise to death. Alas, this gentleman whom I would save had a most noble father. Let but your honor know, that in the working of your own affections, whether you had not some time in your life erred in this point, which now you censure him, and pull the law upon you.
'Tis one thing to be tempted, Aeschylus, another thing to fall. He must die.
Be it as your wisdom will.
Where's the provost?
Heareth it like your honor.
See that Claudio be executed by 9 tomorrow morning.
Is it your will Claudio shall die?
Did I not tell thee yea? Hadst thou not order? Why dost thou ask again?
Lest I might be too rash. Under your good correction, I have seen when, after execution, judgment hath repented o'er his doom.
Go to, let that be mine. Do your office or give up your place, and you shall well be spared.
I crave your honor's pardon. What shall be done, sir, with the groaning Juliet? She's very near her hour.
Dispose of her to some more fitter place, and that with speed.
Lord Angelo, here's the sister of the man condemned, desires access to you.
Hath he a sister?
Aye, my good lord, a very virtuous maid, and to be shortly of a sisterhood, if not already.
Well, let her be admitted. Provost, see you the fornicatress be removed. Let her have needful but not lavish means. There shall be order for it.
Save your honor.
Stay a little while. You are welcome. What's your suit?
I am a woeful suitor to your honor. Please your honor to hear me.
Well, what's your suit?
I have a brother who's condemned to die. I do beseech you, let it be his fault and not my brother.
Heaven give thee moving graces.
Condemn the fault and not the actor of it. Why, every fault's condemned ere it be done. Mine were the very cipher of a function, to find the faults, whose fine stands in record, and let go by the actor.
Oh, just but severe law. I had a brother then. Heaven keep your honor.
Give it not so over. To him again, entreat him. Kneel down before him. Hang upon his gown. You are too cold. To him, I say.
Must he needs die?
Maiden, no remedy.
Yes, I do think that you might pardon him, and neither heaven nor man grieve at the mercy.
I will not do it.
But can you, if you would?
Look what I will not, that I cannot do.
But might you do it?
He's sentenced. 'Tis too late.
You are too cold.
Too late? Why, no. I that do speak a word may call it again. Well, believe this. No ceremony that to great ones longs, not the king's crown, nor the deputed sword, the marshal's truncheon, nor the judge's robe, become them with one half so good a grace as mercy does. If he had been as you, and you as he, you would have slipped like him, but he like you would not have been so stern.
Pray be gone.
I would to heaven I had your potency, and you were Isabel.
Your brother is a forfeit of the law, and you but waste your words.
Alas, alas, why, all the souls that were forfeit once, and he that might the vantage best have took, found out the remedy. How would you be if he, which is the top of judgment, should but judge you as you are? Oh, think on that, and mercy then will breathe within your lips like man new made.
Be you content, fair maid. It is the law, not I, condemn your brother. Were he my kinsman, brother, or my son, it should be thus with him. He must die tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, that's sudden. Spare him, spare him. He's not prepared for death. Yet show some pity.
I show it most of all when I show justice. Your brother dies tomorrow. Be content.
So you must be the first that gives this sentence, and he that suffers. Oh, it is excellent to have a giant's strength, but it is tyrannous to use it like a giant.
That's well said.
Could great men thunder as Jove himself does? Jove would ne'er be quiet, for every pelting petty officer would use his heaven for thunder. Nothing but thunder. Merciful heaven, thou rather with thy sharp and sulphurous bolt splits the unwedgeable and gnarled oak than the soft myrtle. But man, proud man, dressed in a little brief authority, most ignorant of what he's most assured, his glassy essence, like an angry ape, plays such fantastic tricks before high heaven as makes the angels weep.
Oh, to him, wench. He will relent. He's coming. I perceive it.
Pray heaven she win him.
We cannot weigh our brother with ourself. Great men may jest with saints. 'Tis wit in them, but in the less, foul profanation.
Why do you put these sayings upon me?
Because authority, though it err like others, hath yet a kind of medicine in itself that skins the vice o' the top. Go to your bosom, knock there, and ask your heart what it doth know that's like my brother's fault. If it confess a natural guiltiness such as his, let it not sound a thought upon your tongue against my brother's life.
She speaks, and 'tis such sense that my sense breeds with it. Fare you well.
Gentle my lord, turn back.
I will bethink me. Come again tomorrow.
Go to. 'Tis well. Away.
Heaven keep your honor safe. Farewell. Heaven save your honor.
From thee, even from thy virtue. What's this? What's this? Is this her fault or mine? The tempter or the tempted? Who sins most, huh? Not she, nor doth she tempt, but it is I that, lying by the violet in the sun, do as the carrion does, not as the flower, corrupt with virtuous season. Oh, fie, fie, fie! What dost thou? Or what art thou, Angelo? Dost thou desire her foully for those things that make her good? Oh, let her pretty, when judges steal themselves. What? Do I love her that I desire to hear her speak again? O cunning enemy, that to catch a saint with saints dost bait thy hook. Most dangerous is that temptation that doth goad us on to sin and loving virtue. Never could the strumpet, with all her double vigor, art and nature, once stir my temper. But this virtuous maid subdues me quite. Ever till now when men were fond, I smiled and wondered how.
Hail to you, Provost! So I think you are?
I am the provost. What's your will, good friar?
I come to visit the afflicted spirits here in the prison. Do me the common right to let me see them, that I may minister to them accordingly.
I would do more than that if more were needful. Look, here comes one, a gentlewoman of mine, who, falling in the flaws of her own youth, hath blistered her report. She is with child, and he that got it sentenced, a young man more fit to do another such offense than die for this.
When must he die?
As I do think tomorrow.
Provost, good father.
Repent you, fair one, of the sin you carry?
I do, and bear the same most patiently.
Love the man that wronged you?
Yes, as I love the woman that wronged him.
So then it seems your most offenseful act was mutually committed.
Mutually.
Then was your sin of heavier kind than his?
I do confess it and repent it, father.
'Tis meet so, daughter, but lest you do repent, but as we that stand in fear.
I do repent it, as it is an evil, and take the shame with joy.
There rest. Your partner, as I hear, must die tomorrow, and I'm going with instruction to him. Grace go with you. Benedicite.
Must die tomorrow? Oh, injurious love that respites me a life whose very comfort is still a dying horror.
When I pray and think, I think and pray to several subjects. Heaven hath my empty words, was my invention, hearing to my tongue anchors on Isabel. Heaven in my mouth, as if I did but only chew his name, and in my heart the strong and swelling evil of my conception. O place, O form, how often dost thou with thy case, thy habit, wrench off from fools, and tie the wiser souls to thy false seeming? Blood, thou art blood. Let's write good angel on the devil's horns. 'Tis not the devil's crest. How now, who's there?
One Isabel, a sister, desires access to you.
Teach her the way.
My lord, I will.
Oh heavens, Why does my blood thus muster to my heart, making both it unable for itself and dispossessing all my other parts of necessary fitness? How now, fair maid?
I am come to know your pleasure.
Your brother cannot live.
Even so, heaven keep your honor.
Yet may he live a while, and it may be as long as you or I, yet he must die.
Under your sentence?
Yea.
When, I beseech you?
Which had you rather, that the most just law now took your brother's life, or to redeem him, give up your body to such sweet uncleanness as she that he hath stained?
How say you?
I, now the voice of the recorded law, pronounce a sentence on your brother's life. Might there not be a charity in sin to save this brother's life?
Please you to do it.
Pleased you to do it, at peril of your soul.
That I do beg his life, if it be sin, heaven let me bear it.
To be received plain, I'll speak more gross. Your brother is to die.
So?
Admit no other way to save his life, as I subscribe not that, nor any other, but in the loss of question, that you, his sister, finding yourself desired of such a person who is credited with the judge, or own great place, could fetch your brother from the manacles of the all-binding law, and that there were no other earthly means to save him, but that either you must lay down the treasures of your body to this supposed, or else to let him suffer. What would you do?
As much for my poor brother as myself. That is, were I under the terms of death, the impression of keen whips I'd wear as rubies, and strip myself to death as to a bed that longing have been sick for, ere I'd yield my body up to shame.
Then must your brother die.
And 'twere the cheaper way. Better it were a brother died at once than that a sister by redeeming him should die forever.
Let me be bold. I do arrest your words. Be that you are, that is, a woman. If you be more, you're none. If you be one, as you are well expressed by all external warrants, show it now.
Let me entreat you, speak the former language.
Plainly conceive, I love you, Isabel.
My brother did love Juliet, and you tell me that he shall die for it.
He shall not, if you give me love.
I will proclaim thee, Angelo, look for it. Sign me a present pardon for my brother, or with an outstretched throat I'll tell the world aloud what a man thou art.
Who will believe thee, Isabel? My unsoiled name, the austereness of my life, my vouch against you, and my place in the state will so your accusation overweigh that you shall stifle in your own report and smell of calumny. I have begun, and now I give my sensual race the rein. Fit thy consent to my sharp appetite. Redeem thy brother by yielding up thy body to my will. Or else you must not only die the death, but thy unkindness shall his death draw out to lingering sufferance. Answer me tomorrow, or by the affection that now guides me most, I'll prove a tyrant to him. As for you, say what you can. My false always your true.
To whom should I complain? Did I tell this, who would believe me? All to my brother, though he hath fallen by prompture of the blood, yet hath he in him such a mind of honor that had he 20 heads to tender down, on 20 bloody blocks, he'd yield them up before his sister should her body stoop to such abhorred pollution. Then Isabel, live chaste, and brother die. More than our brother is our chastity.
So then, Claudio, you hope of pardon from Lord Angelo?
The miserable have no other medicine, but only hope. I have hoped to live and am prepared to die.
Be absolute for death. Either death or life shall thereby be the sweeter. Reason thus with life. If I do lose thee, I do lose a thing that none but fools would keep. Thou art death's fool. For him thou laborest by thy flight to shun, and yet run towards him still. The best of rest is sleep, and thou oft provokest, yet grossly fearest, thy death, which is no more. Thou hast nor youth, nor age, but as it were an after-dinner sleep, dreaming on both. And when thou art old and rich, thou hast neither heat, affection, limb, nor beauty to make thy riches pleasant. What's yet in this that bears the name of life?
I humbly thank you. 'Tis sue to live, I find I seek to die. And seeking death, find life. Let it come on.
What ho! Peace here, grace and good company.
Who's there? Come in, the wish deserves a welcome.
Dear sir, ere long I'll visit you again.
Most holy sir, I thank you.
My business is a word or two with Claudio.
And very welcome. Look, senor, here's your sister.
Claudio.
Provost, a word with you?
As many as you please.
Bring me to hear them speak where I may be concealed.
Now, sister, what's the comfort?
Why, as all comforts are, most good indeed. Lord Angelo, having affairs to heaven, intends you for his swift ambassador. Therefore, your best appointment make with speed. Tomorrow you set on.
Is there no remedy?
None. But such a remedy as to save a head, to cleave a heart in twain.
But is there any?
Yes, brother, you may live. There is a devilish mercy in the judge, if you'll implore it, that will free your life, but fetter you till death.
Well, let me know the point.
Oh, I do fear thee, Claudio, and I quake lest thou a feverous life shouldest entertain, and 6 or 7 winters more respect than a perpetual honor. Darest thou die? The sense of death is most in apprehension, and the poor beetle that we tread upon in corporal sufferance finds a pang as great as when a giant dies.
Why give you me this shame? Think you I can a resolution fetch from flowery tenderness? If I must die, I will encounter darkness as a bride, and hug it in mine arms.
There spake my brother. Yes, thou must die. Thou art too noble to conserve a life in base appliances. This outward sainted deputy is yet a devil. His filth within being cast, he would appear a pond as deep as hell.
The precise Angelo.
Oh, 'tis the cunning livery of hell. Dost thou think, Claudio, if I would yield him thy virginity, thou mightst be freed?
Oh. Heavens. It cannot be.
Yes, he would give it thee from this rank offense, so to offend him still. This night's the time that I should do what I abhor to name, or else thou diest tomorrow.
Oh, thou shalt not do it.
Oh, were it but my life, I'd throw it down for your deliverance as frankly as a pin.
Thanks, dear Isabel.
Be ready, Claudio, for your death tomorrow.
Yes. Has he affections in him? Well, that thus can make him bite the law by the nose when he would force it. Sure, it's no sin, or of the deadly, it is the least.
Which is the least?
Well, if it were damnable, he being so wise, why would he for the momentary trick be perdurably fined? Oh, Isabel!
What says my brother?
Death is a fearful thing.
And a shamed life, a hateful.
Aye, but to die and go we know not where, to lie in cold obstruction and to rot, this sensible, warm motion to become a kneaded clod, in the delighted spirit to bathe in fiery floods, or to reside in thrilling region of thick-ribbed ice, to be imprisoned in the viewless winds and blown with restless violence round about the pendant world, or to be worst of those that lawless and uncertain thought imagine howling. 'Tis too horrible. The weariest and most loathed worldly life that age, ache, penury, and imprisonment can lay on nature is a paradise to what we fear of death.
Alas. Alas!
Wait, sister, let me live!
Oh, you beast! Oh, you faithless coward! Oh, you dishonest wretch! Wilt thou be made a man out of my vice? Is it not a kind of incest to take life from thine own sister's shame?
Nay, hear me, Isabel!
Oh, fie! Thy sin's not accidental, but a trade. Mercy to thee would prove itself a bond. 'Tis best thou diest quickly.
Oh, hear me, Isabella! Isabel!
Son, I have overheard what hath passed between you and your sister. Angelo never had the purpose to corrupt her, only he hath made an essay of her virtue to practice judgment with the disposition of natures. She hath made him that gracious denial which he is most glad to receive. I am confessor to Angelo and know this to be true. Therefore, prepare yourself for death.
Let me ask my sister pardon. I'm so out of love with life that I will sue to be rid of it.
Hold you there. Farewell. Provost, a word with you?
What's your will, father?
Lead me to Isabel, then leave me a while with the maid.
In good time.
Good friar.
The hand that hath made you fair hath made you good. The assault that Angelo hath made to your fortune hath conveyed to my understanding. How will you do to content the substitute and save your brother?
I am now going to resolve him. I had rather my brother died by the law than my son should be unlawfully born. But oh, how much is the good Duke deceived in Angelo?
Yet as the matter now stands, he will avoid your accusation. He made a trial of you only. Therefore, fasten your ear on my advisings. A remedy presents itself. I do make myself believe that you may most uprighteously do a poor wronged lady a merited benefit. Redeem your brother from the angry law. Do not stain your own gracious person, and much please the absent Duke, if peradventure he shall ever return have hearing of this business.
I have spirit to do anything that appears not foul in the truth of my spirit.
Have you not heard speak of Mariana, the sister of Frederick, the great soldier who miscarried at sea?
I have heard of the lady, and good words went with her name.
She should this Angelo have married. But then her brother Frederick was wrecked at sea, having in that perished vessel the dowry of his sister. There she lost a most noble and renowned brother. With him, all her fortune, her marriage dowry, with both her competent husband and this well-seeming Angelo.
Can this be so? Did Angelo so leave her?
Left her tears and dried not one of them with his comfort.
Oh, what corruption in this life that it will let this man live. But how out of this can she avail?
It is a rupture that you may easily heal. And the cure of it not only saves your brother, but keeps you from dishonor.
Show me how, good father.
This forenamed maid had yet in your continuance of her first affection. Go you to Angelo. Answer his requiring with a plausible obedience. Agree with his demands to the point. Only refer yourself to this advantage. First, that your stay with him may not be long. That place may have all shadow and silence in it, and the time answer convenience. We shall advise this wronged maid to set up your appointment. Go in your place. If the encounter acknowledge itself hereafter, it may compel him to her recompense. And here, by this your brother saved, your honor untainted, the poor Mariana advantaged, and the corrupt deputy scaled. What think you of it?
The image of it gives me content already.
It lies much in your holding up. Haste you speedily to Angelo. I will presently to St. Luke's. There resides the dejected Mariana. At that place, call upon me.
I thank you for this comfort. Fare you well, good father.
But ma'am,
Come your way, ma'am. Bless you, good father, Friar.
And you, good sister, mother, what offense hath this woman made, ma'am?
Marry, sir, she hath offended the law. And, sir, we take her to be a thief, too, sir. For we found upon her, sir, a strange picklock, which we have sent to the deputy.
Fie, minion, a bawd, a wicked bawd. Go, mend, woman, mend.
well, indeed, it does stink in some sort, sir. But indeed, sir, I would prove.
Nay, if the devil have given thee proofs of sin, thou will prove his. Take her to prison, officer.
She must before the deputy, sir. He hath given her warning. The deputy cannot abide a whoremaster.
That we were all, as some would seem to be, from our faults, as faults from seeming free.
Pompey?
I spy comfort, I cry bail. Here's a gentleman and a friend of mine, Lucio.
How now, noble Pompey? What, at the wheels of Caesar? Art thou led in triumph? What sayest thou, Trot? Is the world as it was, love? Which is the way, or how, the trick of it? How doth my dear morsel, thy mistress, procure she still, huh?
Troth, sir, she hath eaten up all her beef, and she herself is in the tub.
Why, 'tis good. It is the right of it. It must be so. Ever your fresh whore and your powdered bawd, an unshunned consequence. It must be so. Art going to prison, Pompey?
Yes, faith, sir.
Why, 'tis not amiss, Pompey. Farewell. Go. Say I sent thee thither.
Why then, farewell?
For debt, Pompey, or how?
For being a bod, for being a bod.
Well then, imprisoner. Farewell, good Pompey. Commend me to the prison, Pompey.
I had hoped, sir, your good worship would be my bail.
No, indeed will I not, Pompey. It is not the wear. Pompey, I should pray to increase your bondage. Adieu, trusty Pompey. Bless you, Friar.
And you?
Come, bawd.
You will not bail me then, sir.
Then, Pompey, nor now.
Come to jail, Pompey.
Friar, what's the news abroad? What news? What news, Friar, of the Duke?
I know of none. Can you tell of any?
Some say he is with the Emperor of Russia. Others some he is in Rome. But where is he, think you?
I know not where, but wheresoever, I wish him well.
It was a mad, fantastical trick of him to steal from the state and usurp the beggary he was never born to. Lord Angelo, Duke it well in his absence. He puts transgression to it.
He does well in it.
A little more lenity to lechery would do no harm in him. Something too crabbed that way, Friar.
It is too general a vice, and severity must cure it.
Yes, in good sooth, the vice is of a great kindred, it is well allied, but it is impossible to extirpate quite, Friar, till eating and drinking be put down. They say this Angelo was not made by men and women after this downright way of creation. Is it true, think you?
How should he be made then?
Some report a sea maid spawned him, some that he was begot between two stockfishes. But it is certain that when he makes water, his urine is congealed ice.
You are pleasant, sir, and speak apace.
Why, what a ruthless thing is in him, for the rebellion of a codpiece to take away the life of a man. Would the Duke that is absent have done this? He would have hanged a man for the getting 100 bastards. He would have paid for the nursing of 1,000. He had some feeling for the sport. He knew the service.
I have never heard the absent Duke much detected for women. He was not inclined that way.
Oh, sir, you are deceived.
'Tis not possible.
Sir, I was an inward of his. A shy fellow was the Duke, and I believe I know the cause for his withdrawing.
What, I pray thee, might be the cause?
No, pardon. 'Tis a secret must be held with teeth and lips. But this I can let you know. A very superficial, ignorant, and unweighing fellow.
Either this is envy in you, folly, or mistaking.
Sir, I know him, and I love him.
Love talks with better knowledge, and knowledge with dearer love.
Come, sir, I know what I know.
I can hardly believe that, since you know not what you speak. But if ever the Duke return, let me desire to make you answer before him. I pray you, your name?
Sir, my name is Lucio, well known to the Duke.
He shall know you better, sir, if I may live to report you.
I fear you not, but no more of this. Canst thou tell if Claudio die tomorrow or no?
Why should he die, sir?
Why? For filling a bottle with a tundish? I would the Duke we talked of were returned again. The Duke yet would have dark deeds darkly answered. He would never bring them to light would he were returned. Farewell, Friar. I prithee, pray for me. The Duke, I say to thee again, would eat mutton on Fridays. Farewell.
No might nor greatness and mortality can censure escape. Back-wounding calumny, the whitest virtue strikes.
Go, away with her to prison, constable.
Come, Baud.
Oh, good Madam Aeschylus, be good to me.
Your name, mistress?
Mistress Overdone.
Have you any more than one husband?
9. Overdone by the last.
Double and treble admonition, and still forfeited in the same mind. Well, this would make Mercy swear and play the tyrant.
A lot of 11 years continuance, may it please your honor.
Oh, my lord. This is one Lucio's information against me. Mistress Kate Keepdown was with child by him in the Duke's time. He promised her marriage. I have kept it all to myself, and see how he goes about to abuse me.
That fellow is a fellow of much license. Let him be called before us, and away with her to prison.
To prison? Madam Aeschylus.
No more words.
Come, Mistress Overdone.
Provost, my brother Angelo will not be altered. Claudio must die tomorrow. Let him be furnished with divines and have all charitable preparation.
So please you, this friar has been with him and advised him to the entertainment of death.
Good even, good father.
Listen goodness on you.
Of whence are you?
Not of this country, though my chance is now to use it for my time.
What news abroad in the world?
None. But there's so great a fever on goodness that the dissolution of it must cure it. There's scarce truth enough alive to make society secure, but security enough to make fellowships accursed. Much upon this riddle runs the wisdom of the world. This news is old enough, yet it is every day's news. I pray you, ma'am, of what disposition was the Duke?
One that, above all other strifes, contended especially to know himself.
What pleasures was he given to?
Rather rejoicing to see another marry than marry himself, a gentleman of all temperance. But leave we him to his events, and let me desire to know how you find Claudio prepared. I am made to understand you lent him visitation.
He professes to have received no sinister measure from his judge. but most willingly humbles himself to the determination of justice. He is resolved to die.
Well, you have paid the heavens your function, and the prisoner the very debt of your calling. I have labored for the poor gentleman to the extremest shore of my modesty, but my brother, justice have I found so severe that he hath forced me to tell him he is indeed justice. I am going to the prisoner. Fare you well.
Peace be with you. He whom the sword of heaven will bear should be as holy as severe. Shame to him whose cruel striking kills for faults of his own liking. Twice treble shame on Angelo, to weed my vice and let his grow? Oh, what may man within him hide, though angel on the outward side?